What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. On today's video, you've got questions and I have answers. Alright guys, so in one of my other videos I mentioned about asking questions about the GTI, about myself, about anything you want to know. So if you see me looking down, it's probably because I'm looking at a question. First of all, I wanted to thank everybody who actually entered a question. I really appreciate that. I picked about 12 that I wanted to go through. Before we get started, I wanted to give you guys a little update on the GTI. There are obviously a few things coming in. We are reaching about 20,000 miles right now, so we are going to do a lot of maintenance work over the next few weeks. Just want to make sure that the car is running 100%, and then we'll, kind of sneak in a couple other videos in there as well. I do want to do a full detail of the car eventually. I'm going to use JR's 14's video as a reference because that's a really good video. And if you guys haven't watched that, make sure you do. It's a very long video, but it's very detailed. I will put the link down below to his video where he showed you guys how to fully detail the GTI in and out. I think that was a really good, well put together video. So JR, great job. So now to the questions. Question number one, and I'll start putting them somewhere up here as I go through them. Question number one comes from Project Anubis on YouTube and is, hey, quick question. What camera do you use to record? If you guys didn't know already, I have a Lumix G7. I don't shoot in 4K, I actually shoot in 1080 and upload to 4K. And it's actually using a stock lens right now, so this is what you get from a stock lens. The stock lens is 14 to 42, and it is a really good lens. It actually lets in really good light, and I like how it looks. And then question number two comes from one of the OG subscribers. This guy I think has been around since like sub 200 subs, sub 200, whatever. And it's Mr. Paintballer. He says, question, thinking about preventative maintenance and installing an aftermarket stage 2 or 3 clutch, how long should the braking period be, and did it soften up at all? If you watch my BFI Stage 3 video where I talked about braking periods, most people say anywhere from 500 to 1,000 miles is a good braking period. I took it just right in the middle. I was about 700, a little bit over 700 miles when I actually ripped the car for the very first time. So till then, I was kind of babying it. You want it to be mixed driving, so you don't want to be all highway and say, all right, I did 1,000 miles. It has to be a lot of, kind of pumping the clutch in and out and that kind of driving. So a lot of local driving. And to the second part of your question, did it soften up at all? It did soften up from the first 500 miles, but it's still much stiffer than a stock clutch. I'm not sure if it's obviously because my foot got stronger or my leg got stronger, but somehow it did soften up a little bit. You eventually get used to it. The next question is on YouTube as well. Hi JS Mark 7, greetings from Germany. Wow, I got viewers from Germany. That is awesome. I have a question for your Q&A. Do you have any vibration on the clutch pedal since you put in the dog bone insert? Does it get worse? I'm planning to mount a poly insert to get the jiggly engine under control, but I'm a little afraid of a vibration. My foot is a sensible one. Oh, I love people who are just straightforward. In regards to the dog bone insert, not sure which one you're actually talking about, whether you're talking about the newer one. I'm going to assume you're talking about the ECS one, which is the poly insert. I did see a lot more vibrations with the ECS than I did with the metal dog bone mount, but that's probably because it's a little bit cheaper. So if you're looking to stiffen up your engine, then chances are you're gonna have to feel some vibrations because the mount has to really hold to the frame of the car, and the only way to do that is with a more stable, sturdy mount that's going to fill up the entire original mount that's there, if that makes any sense. So yes, it did definitely get a lot of the vibrations out. Actually, I'm having a little issue where my downpipe is rattling, but I think that's my own fault because when I installed the Becker downpipe, that mount, I just didn't put it in right. But we have a new downpipe coming in very soon, so there's a sneak preview. Next question comes from Ivan Joachim, or Joachim, I don't know. Thinking about the hood bra, just because I've been getting chips all over my hood. Is it good to daily with? Now, the hood bra is probably the one thing that I've gotten the most crap for. I think I've heard the phrase go back to 1980s, I think like 4 or 5 times at the very least. Within the last month, I posted this new video where I changed everything to badgeless. And actually, Ignition Tube just posted up a video about like the struggles of building a car on the internet, and this is actually one of them, having to hear all the negative comments. But you know what? I'm the type of person that nothing really phases me, so I just kind of go with the flow. To answer your question, is it good to daily with? Absolutely. I drive with it all the time. The only time you really want to take it off is 1, to clean it, and 2, before it rains, because you don't want a lot of that dirt to get stuck behind it and then scratch up your paint. Next question is actually on Instagram, and it comes from JDog Carol. Any advice on people looking at GTIs? Why are Volkswagen discounts so crappy? Ford has the Focus discounted $6,000. Do this for me, guys. If you've gotten more than like $5 grand off your GTI when you bought it, brand new, post down below how much you got it for. But to tell you the truth, the dealer's probably screwing you. You can definitely get a lot of discounts off the Volkswagen because there's a ton of rebates, especially on leftover units. So if you're looking to get a brand new car, then I would definitely suggest looking at a leftover unit, and then, you know, really haggle with them. And if you have to go to multiple places, then you have to go to multiple places. As a salesperson like myself, I hate that, obviously, but I never personally let my customer walk out on a number, on my second best number. Again, to answer your question and be more clear, look for the discounts. They're there. Next question comes from Lowendosti 18. If I botched it, I'm sorry. What's your dream car? Dang, I really don't know. I think for me, it's not necessarily a dream car. It's more like a dream garage. Ever since I got the GTI, I'm all about the Euros. So I hope to one day own a nice M3, old school M3, definitely an E46 or E36. Not sure if I want the boxy or the slightly roundish look. And then also, I'd love to have a nice Audi R8. That would be my definitely supercar choice. One more question from actually JDog Carol, but this time on Instagram. Do you regret not getting a higher trim? What made you get manual? And if you had to do it all again, what color trim options would you get? Honestly, I don't really regret getting the S because I got the car to be an economical car that's I can build and I can kind of drive back and forth to work. I'm not a fan of all the bells and whistles, and I'm not a fan of the leather. I mean, I know a lot of guys here have leather. I'm probably going to hear all kinds of crap about this, but I actually, for a car like that that comes stock with plaid seats, I would have expected the leather interior to be different and stand out in some way. Maybe like a diamond pattern down the middle, and then leather, soft leather down the side with a red stitching. That might have been a little bit nicer. I think it would have stood out more. Maybe in the future VW would do something like that, or find a way to integrate the plaid into the higher trim levels somehow. One thing that I do regret, though, I guess, is not getting a package in my S, which was the LSD, the big brake, the power pack. Not necessarily because of the extra horsepower, but just because of the LSD and the bigger brake kits. I find that I can't stop anymore, so we're going to have to revise the brakes very soon. Next question comes from Omar Diab 6. What size are your wheel, and did you use stock tires on them? If you go back to a previous few videos where I was installing the wheels, they are MRR VP7s in an 18 by 8.5 with a 32 offset square set all around. Now, I did not use the stock tires. I actually used another thing that you guys gave me crap about, was my cheap tires. Those are Federal tires, they're SS595s. I use those all around, but I did use the stock tire size. I cannot find a way to make the math work with fitting bigger tires up front. Eventually what I want to do is actually downsize the offset, because these are really show wheels. Downsize the offset so that way I can do meteor setup up front for the track. Next question comes from JJN Zoe, and it is, are you going to do a strut brace? Chances are no. That's kind of civic-y to me, and I know I'll probably get crap for that too, but I don't see the point in it. Actually, I'd rather spend the money that I was going to spend on a strut brace in a really good quality sway bar that's going to help me when I go, take the car on the track this summer. Next question is from Omar Diab again, and it is, do you plan on getting rid of your GTI for something else and keep it as a project car? It's already my project car, and it's actually my daily as well, but I do plan on eventually, so long as the channel is growing, eventually doing an extra project car, and then leaving that one more for like show. But I definitely do plan on picking up a different vehicle. It's definitely going to be an older car, something that we can, you know, work on, and it would be inexpensive to add things to. And the last question comes from Mark7J. Do you ever plan to do a color change? If so, wrap or paint? Now, this is a question that I've been debating about in my head for a while, and I thought I had picked the right color already. I was gonna go with something like a gray color, very similar to Nardo gray, possibly a little bit darker than the Nardo. After this new teal color came out on the GTI Mark 7.5s, guys, I am in love with that color, and I think that eventually what I want to do with the car is wrap the car in like a deep teal color, just like that one that comes OEMs. That's a plan for the future. Not sure if it's going to be this season or the next. Thank you for everyone again who submitted a question for the Q&A. I really appreciate that. And thank you to those who wake up early in the morning on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. It's been harder for me to do the videos and stick to that schedule because I've had less days off, but I am working my butt off to put some content for you guys out. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, and if you have extra questions, feel free, ask them down below. You know, you guys know I answer all my questions all the time. So I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.